A crazy dream in the middle of the desert. When people hear the word Dubai, most immediately imagine giant skyscrapers, luxury cars, seven-star hotels, and a lifestyle that feels like the future. But there is one thing that truly makes Dubai different. Not the buildings, not the expensive cars, but the fact that they built artificial islands right in the middle of the sea, from absolutely nothing. And what is even crazier, these were not small projects. They built islands shaped like giant palm trees. Some were even designed to look like the world map. A lot of people look at Dubai today and think, they were probably rich from the beginning, but the reality is not that simple. Decades ago, Dubai was mostly a hot desert region. Their main income came from oil, and they realized something very important. Oil would not last forever. That realization became the starting point of a massive change. Dubai started thinking far into the future. How could they keep attracting the world, even after the oil runs out? The problem was, Dubai had one major limitation. Their coastline was actually pretty short, and tourism is one of the fastest ways to make money, especially luxury tourism near beaches. The more coastline you have, the more hotels you can build, the more luxury villas you can sell, and the more wealthy tourists will come. That is when a crazy idea appeared. If the coastline is not enough, why not just create more coastline? At first, the idea sounded ridiculous, because building islands in the sea is not easy at all. Many countries struggle just to maintain roads, but Dubai wanted to create entirely new land. And the surprising part? They were completely serious. In the early 2000s, Dubai launched an ambitious project called Palm Islands, a giant artificial island shaped like a palm tree. Why a palm tree? Because palm trees are iconic in the Middle East. But there was also a smart business reason behind it. The branches of the palm created way more beachfront area, which meant more luxury homes facing the ocean. This was not just architecture. It was high-level business strategy. They were not simply building land. They were building a money-making machine. And what shocked the world even more? The islands were mostly built using sand. Millions of tons of sand were moved into the sea, little by little, until a massive island appeared. Imagine drawing on the ocean, using sand instead of ink. That was basically what Dubai was doing. And from that moment, the world realized something important. Dubai was not an ordinary city. They were willing to reshape nature itself, to create a brand new future. Part 2. How they actually built islands in the ocean. Now the big question is, how do you even build an island that huge? Because this was not some small land project, or a simple beach expansion. Palm Jumeirah alone is enormous. You can literally see it from space. The construction started with deep ocean studies. Engineers analyzed water depth, ocean currents, seabed conditions, and even wind direction, because one small mistake could destroy the entire island. After all the planning was done, they started moving sand. Not a small amount, but millions upon millions of tons. The sand was taken from the bottom of the Persian Gulf, then sprayed into position using special ships. This method is called rainbowing. Basically, the ships shoot sand through giant pipes, slowly shaping the island layer by layer. But there was a huge challenge. Ocean sand shifts constantly. Strong waves could easily damage the island shape. So Dubai built giant breakwaters around the islands. Massive rocks were stacked together, creating a protective wall against the sea. What makes this even more interesting? They barely used concrete for the main foundation. Why? Because concrete can crack under ocean pressure. Instead, they relied heavily on compacted sand technology. The sand was compressed using powerful vibrations until it became strong enough to support buildings. This process required insane precision, because if the calculations were wrong, Luxury homes worth millions could sink. They even used satellite technology during construction to make sure the island shape stayed accurate. Think about that for a second. They were basically drawing islands using GPS. And another interesting fact, the islands were not instantly successful. At first, many people doubted the project. Some believed the islands would collapse. Others thought Dubai was being way too ambitious. But Dubai kept going because they understood something important. If this project worked, the entire world would see Dubai differently. And that is exactly what happened. Once luxury villas started appearing, wealthy people from around the world became interested. Celebrities, business owners, and billionaires started buying properties there. The islands became a global status symbol. Owning a home on Palm Jumeirah meant you had officially entered elite territory. And this is where Dubai's real genius showed up. They were not selling sand. They were selling a dream. The dream of living on a private island, inside one of the most futuristic cities on Earth. Part 3. The artificial world that almost failed. After Palm Jumeirah became successful, Dubai grew even more confident, and they started thinking bigger, much bigger. If they could build palm-shaped islands, why not create an entire world map? Literally. That project became known as the World Islands, a collection of artificial islands shaped like the world map. Seen from above, it looked exactly like a mini Earth. Each island represented a country or region. The concept instantly shocked the world because it sounded completely insane. Imagine buying your own private island, shaped like a country. Ultra-rich investors became interested immediately. Some celebrities and billionaires even purchased islands there. But behind all the luxury, serious problems slowly started appearing. Then came the global financial crisis. Near the end of the 2000s, the global economy got hit hard. Investors became nervous. Suddenly, many massive Dubai projects slowed down or stopped. The World Islands became one of the biggest victims. Some islands were abandoned. Others remained unfinished. And a few even started eroding from ocean waves. International media quickly criticized Dubai. People called the project a failure. Too ambitious. Too unrealistic. Rumors even spread online, claiming the islands were sinking. But the truth was more complicated. Yes, some parts of the project struggled badly, but Dubai never completely gave up. They reevaluated everything. And honestly, this became an important lesson from Dubai. Massive projects do not always go smoothly. Even wealthy cities can make mistakes. But what makes Dubai different is their willingness to recover and keep going. Slowly. Development restarted in certain areas. Luxury resorts appeared. Private hotels opened. Not as quickly as originally planned. But the project stayed alive. And this revealed another side of Dubai. Behind all the glamour, there are huge risks. Because building artificial islands is not only about technology, it is also about economics, politics, and public confidence. If investors stop believing in the vision, even giant projects can collapse. Dubai understood that very well. That is why branding became extremely important for them. They wanted the world to believe. Dubai represented the future. Part 4. The real business strategy behind the islands. A lot of people think Dubai built artificial islands just to show off. But there was actually a brilliant economic strategy behind it. Dubai knew they could not depend on oil forever. So they started building a completely different economy. Tourism, real estate, and international investment. The artificial islands helped attract all three at once. Think about it. If a wealthy person wants to buy property, what sounds more exciting? A normal house in the city, or a luxury villa on a private island shaped like a palm tree? Obviously, the second option feels way more exclusive. And exclusivity is Dubai's strongest weapon. They are selling experiences, not just buildings. Because wealthy people do not buy things only for necessity. They buy status. Dubai understood that psychology perfectly. That is why many projects there are intentionally extreme. The tallest tower, the most luxurious hotels, massive shopping malls, and giant artificial islands. Everything was designed to make the world keep talking about Dubai. And honestly, the strategy worked perfectly. International media covered Dubai non-stop. Influencers visited constantly. Tourists flooded the city. Every social media photo became free advertising. Dubai basically turned itself into a giant marketing machine. Even many investors who never planned to live there still bought property in Dubai because they believed prices would continue rising. The artificial islands became investment assets. And another smart move. Dubai created policies friendly to foreign investors. People from other countries could buy certain properties, which was not very common in the region back then. That policy attracted money from all over the world. The results were massive. In a relatively short time, Dubai transformed into a global business hub. Their airports became extremely busy. Hotels stayed packed, and tourism exploded, all because of one bold decision: creating new land from the ocean. Sometimes the biggest innovations really do come from crazy ideas, and Dubai became living proof of that. Part 5. The dark side nobody talks about. Behind all the luxury and futuristic buildings, there is another side to Dubai's artificial islands. A side people rarely discuss, because building islands in the ocean creates huge consequences. One of the biggest concerns is the environment. Moving millions of tons of sand changes marine ecosystems. Coral reefs can be damaged. Fish habitats get disrupted. And ocean currents can shift. Some scientists even warned that projects like these could create long-term environmental problems. And that is not the only issue. Artificial islands are extremely expensive to maintain because the ocean never stops moving. Waves and currents slowly wear down the land over time, which means Dubai constantly needs maintenance work. Otherwise, parts of the islands could erode. There is also the heat problem. Dubai is already one of the hottest cities in the world, and massive construction projects can increase urban temperatures even more. Then there is energy consumption. Luxury hotels, air conditioning systems, lighting, fresh water systems. Everything requires enormous amounts of energy. And there is another topic that often sparks debate: the workers. Many of Dubai's mega projects were built by migrant workers, coming from different countries. They worked in extreme heat, under intense pressure. This issue has often been criticized internationally. At the same time, Dubai has slowly introduced labor reforms over the years, although debates about worker conditions still continue today. And this is something people sometimes forget. Behind every futuristic city, there are complicated challenges, because building modern wonders is never truly easy. But honestly, that is also what makes Dubai fascinating. It is not a perfect city. It is a city constantly experimenting, sometimes succeeding in spectacular ways, and sometimes facing major problems. And the world keeps watching every move they make. Part 6. Why the world is still obsessed with Dubai. Despite all the controversy, Dubai remains one of the most talked about cities on Earth. And the reason is actually simple. Dubai knows how to amaze people. They understand the power of visuals, the power of branding, and the power of dreams. When people see palm-shaped islands from an airplane window, there is this feeling of disbelief, because humans are naturally attracted to impossible things. And Dubai turned impossible ideas into their identity. It is almost like they are telling the world, if we can build islands in the ocean, what else do you think is impossible? That mindset is what truly separates Dubai from many other cities. There are plenty of rich cities in the world, but not all of them are willing to take extreme risks. Dubai made boldness part of its strategy. And another interesting thing, they always think long-term. They know the world keeps changing. That is why Dubai is now investing heavily in technology, artificial intelligence, green energy, and smart city systems. They do not want to be known only as an oil city. They want to become the city of the future. And honestly, the artificial islands were only the beginning of that story. That is what makes Dubai so fascinating. It is proof that a city can completely reinvent itself, with vision, bold decisions, and incredibly powerful marketing. Of course, not every country can copy Dubai. Projects like these require massive money, advanced technology, and huge risks. But there is still an important lesson here. Sometimes progress comes from ideas people initially call crazy. If Dubai had been too afraid of criticism, Jumeirah might never have existed. And Dubai today might just be another desert city. But they chose to think differently. They chose to build something the world had never seen before. And that is exactly why people are still talking about Dubai. Even today. If you enjoy content like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button to support this channel. And share this video with friends who would love insights like this.